Would you buy cigarettes for your son if he wanted to smoke? The man paused for 2 seconds, then surprisingly answered that he would buy him his first pack. His reasoning behind this response was that he served as the star spokesperson for a tobacco company. Nick had used his exceptional conversational skills to navigate countless public relations crises for the tobacco industry. One day, he was invited to appear on a television show where he sat next to a 15-year-old boy who had developed lung cancer from smoking. When the host asked Nick if he felt any guilt, he smiled and replied that tobacco companies wanted smokers to live as long as possible more than anyone else, because every death meant losing a customer. He argued that it was actually the anti-smoking activists who wanted patients to die early, since the more people who got sick, the more funding and recognition they would receive. Nick's response immediately earned applause from the entire audience, and even the sick boy seemed to agree with his words. Nick felt quite pleased with himself. However, when he returned home, he faced only an empty house. His wife had divorced him due to their conflicting values, and his son was being bullied at school because of his father's work. When Nick attended a parent-teacher conference, the children would accuse him of using cigarettes to kill people. But Nick turned the tables on one girl, asking whether her mother was a doctor or scientist. When the girl shook her head no, Nick immediately pointed out that since her mother wasn't an expert, her words weren't necessarily true. He compared it to how all parents say chocolate is bad for you, yet no child dislikes chocolate. As Nick's arguments became increasingly outrageous, the teacher quickly stepped in to stop him. Later at home, Nick's son complained about a new school assignment, why America is the greatest country. Nick immediately asked who had said this, and when his son replied it was his teacher, Nick dismissed the claim as having no basis in fact. He told his son never to blindly believe what anyone says and to always form his own judgments about everything. At that moment, Nick had no idea that his words would change his son's life forever.